My sister's laughter used to be my favorite sound until it became a weapon. 5 years of near silence between us. And here I was, standing at the edge of her engagement party, feeling like I'd walked into a stranger's life. The invitation had felt like a dare, and I'd accepted it like a fool. The ballroom shimmered with opulence, crystal chandeliers casting golden light, champagne flutes clinking, and a string quartet weaving melodies through the air. I, Claire, stood by the dessert table, gripping my glass of sparkling water, my black dress feeling too plain among the sequins and silk. My sister, Emily, floated through the crowd, her fiancé, James, at her side, both of them glowing like they'd stepped out of a magazine. She hadn't seen me yet. I wasn't sure I wanted her to. We'd been close once, inseparable as kids. We'd shared secrets under blankets, planned our futures, and promised to always have each other's backs. But time and choices pulled us apart. Emily's ambition had always burned brighter than mine. She chased law school, high-profile cases, and a life that screamed success. I chose a quieter path, teaching literature at a community college, finding joy in books and students. Our calls dwindled, texts went unanswered, and soon, we were strangers who shared DNA. Her invitation to this party had been the first real contact in years, and I came hoping for a bridge, not a battlefield. The crowd parted, and Emily's eyes locked onto mine. Her smile faltered for a split second before it widened. Performative and perfect. Claire, she called, gliding over, her voice syrupy with warmth that didn't reach her eyes. You made it. I forced a smile. Wouldn't miss it. She hugged me. A quick, stiff embrace that felt like a formality. James joined us, his grin easy and genuine. So, you're the mysterious sister, he said, extending a hand. Emily's told me, well, not much, honestly. I laughed, a little too sharply. That tracks. Emily's gaze flicked to me, a warning in her eyes, but she recovered quickly, looping her arm through James's. Claire's been so busy with her teaching thing, haven't you, sis? Her tone stung, dismissive, like my life was a hobby she tolerated. I opened my mouth to respond, but a woman in a glittering green dress interrupted, her voice loud with excitement. Emily, you have to tell everyone about Paris again. Your sister's adventures, they were incredible. I froze. Paris, I'd never been to Paris. Emily had, years ago, for a summer internship. I looked at her, expecting confusion, but she just laughed, tossing her hair. Oh, Claire's the real storyteller. She's too modest to brag. My stomach twisted. The woman, Lila, I learned later was staring at me, waiting for details. The crowd around us leaned in, eager for a tale I couldn't tell. Emily's eyes met mine, daring me to play along. Paris was unforgettable, I said, my voice tight. I had no idea what she told these people, but I wasn't about to humiliate her in front of her guests. Not yet. Lila clapped her hands. Tell us about the artist you met, the one who painted your portrait? My mind raced. Emily had met an artist in Paris, a fleeting romance she'd gushed about during one of our last real conversations. She was feeding them my name, my face, to her stories. Why, I managed a weak smile. It was a whirlwind. You know how Paris is. The crowd chuckled, satisfied, and moved on to other conversations. Emily pulled me aside, her grip on my arm too tight. Thank you, she whispered, her voice low. Just go with it. Okay. Go with what I hissed, yanking my arm free. Why are you telling people I lived your life? Her face hardened. It's not a big deal. Claire, I just embellished a little. People expect a certain image. Embellished. You're lying about me. My voice rose, and a few heads turned. I lowered it, trembling. Why would you do that? She glanced around, ensuring no one was listening. Because my life isn't enough for them, she snapped. You think it's easy being the perfect sister, the one everyone expects to have it all? I needed stories that pop. And you You're the blank slate. Her words hit like a slap. A blank slate. That's what she thought of me. All those years of distance. I'd wondered if I'd pushed her away. But no, she'd erased me, then rewritten me to fit her narrative. I wanted to scream, to call her out in front of everyone. But James approached, his smile faltering as he sensed the tension. Everything okay? Emily's mask slipped back on. Perfect, just catching up with my big sis. I couldn't do this. I turned to leave, but James's voice stopped me. Claire, wait. Emily's told me so much about your travels, your writing. I'd love to hear more. My writing, I'd never published a thing. Emily had, though legal articles in fancy journals. My head spun. How deep did this lie go? James, I said, my voice steady despite the storm inside. What exactly did Emily tell you about me? He frowned and glancing at Emily, who'd gone pale. She said you're a novelist, that you've been working on a book inspired by your time abroad. She's so proud of you. Emily's eyes pleaded with me to stay quiet. For a moment, I considered it. I could play the part, keep her secret, and preserve the fragile peace. But then I remembered the years of silence, the unanswered texts, the way she'd reduced me to a prop in her perfect life. James, I said, my voice calm but firm, I've never been abroad. I'm a teacher, not a novelist. Whatever Emily told you about me, it's her story, not mine. The room seemed to still. Emily's face crumpled, and for the first time, I saw something real in her fear. Shame, maybe even regret. James looked between us, confusion clouding his eyes. Emily, what's she talking about? She opened her mouth, but no words came. The crowd was starting to notice, whispers spreading like wildfire. I didn't wait for her to recover. I walked out, my heels clicking on the polished floor, my heart pounding with a mix of pain and liberation. The night air hit me like a wave, cool and sharp. I stood outside the venue, breathing deeply, trying to make sense of what had just happened. Emily had built a version of me that didn't exist, a glamorous shadow to prop up her own insecurities. And I'd almost let her. Days later, Emily called. I let it go to voicemail. Her voice was small, apologetic. Claire, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. Can we talk? I haven't called back yet. Part of me wants to understand why she felt the need to steal my identity to feel whole. But another part, the part that's still raw, needs time. Family is supposed to be a safe harbor, not a stage for lies. This story isn't just about Emily and me. It's about the masks we wear, the truths we bend to fit in, and the courage it takes to stand in our own skin. I don't know if Emily will ever own her truth, but I'm done letting her define mine. What do you think? Was I right to call her out? Or should I have protected her secret to keep the peace? Share your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. And